Welcome to the 2020 Clark County Realtors Foundation Community Grants Award Ceremony. We are thrilled to have you with us here today. I'm Rebecca Blaisdell, the Foundation Board President. I would like to thank Clark County Association of Realtors past president and Clark County Realtors Foundation board member David Gasser and Brian Pelkey, as without their vision to reestablish the foundation, we would not be here today. I would also like to thank Denise Neto, Foundation past president and current president-elect of CCAR. I would also like to thank all of the CCAR staff. They have done an outstanding job, and without their hard work, none of this would be possible. If you don't know, the Clark County Realtors Foundation supports local nonprofit agencies that are committed to serving disadvantaged children, families, and the elderly. In 2017, we relaunched our community grants program and were able to support 12 very important projects in our community, from funding duffel bags for foster children to supporting a mobile shower for the homeless. In the last few years, the foundation has held 2 annual fundraisers that provide the funds for our grants: our golf tournament in August and our Boo Bowl bowling tournament in October. Due to the pandemic, we were unable to hold these 2 events, and this year we pivoted our efforts to the online fundraiser Give More 24. This year, we were able to raise over $15,000 through this online platform. All of the money that we raise stays right here in Clark County. Over the last 4 years alone, the Clark County Realtors Foundation has contributed over $130,000 to local nonprofits. And this year, we are able to contribute $30,000 to local nonprofits. We would like to thank all of the foundation members for their hard work and support. We would also like to recognize one of our foundation members who was instrumental in securing sponsors and donations for Give More 24. We are pleased to recognize Connie Bouvet with the Clark County Realtors Foundation Above and Beyond Award. Connie, thank you for your outstanding service. This year, we received 34 grant applications with asks totaling over $168,000. We were humbled by the amount of need, and the choice was difficult as we could only fund a portion of the requests that were submitted. I would like to congratulate all of the 17 organizations receiving grants today. Normally, we hold a grant reception to honor the hard work of our recipients. While that is not possible in person this year, it does not diminish our excitement and appreciation for those organizations receiving grants today. For the purpose of our meeting today, I'll share a bit about each organization, and then you will each have a moment to say a few words. Let's start with our first recipient. Santa's Posse is a partnership between the Clark County Sheriff's Office and the local community, working together to collect and distribute toys and food to make a special Christmas holiday for less fortunate families in our community. We are pleased to award Santa's Posse a grant to help purchase toys and non-perishable food in a year they hope to increase their impact in the community. And I would invite you to say a few words.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to come on, and for everyone within the association that has helped out Santa's Posse. As many of you know, our nonprofit, first of all, everybody can hear me, right?
You bet.
Okay. Our nonprofit, this is the 23rd year of Santa's Posse. We serve only Clark County families. This year, pre-COVID, we decided to do 1,200 families, not 1,000 families. And we didn't want to step back from that once we made that decision. We're set this year to do about just over 3,300 children gifts, as well as gift cards, and then of course food for the 1,200 families. As you know, this year's crazy. Luckily, we've been saving our money and waiting for a downturn of the economy. We didn't expect it to happen so quick. That being said, we've spent about $100,000 to make this happen this year. And so every dollar that we get, we appreciate. And we're an all volunteer organization. Not one dime goes to us. It all goes to the families. So every dollar that you guys donate to us goes directly to the kids. And we're just trying to make a difference in our community. And I appreciate everybody and the support we've had, and we've grown almost exponentially over the past few years. So I could talk and you'll be muting me like I'm President Trump here soon. So I will just shut up.
Thank you, Kevin, for all the hard work, and we are happy to be able to support Santa's Posse and see that good work continue.
Excellent, thank you.
You're welcome. Our next recipient is a caring closet. A caring closet provides durable medical equipment to those who have financial barriers in Clark County. They plan to use this grant money to help implement an inventory tracking system to help them provide their services more efficiently. Sarah, I'll let you say a few words.
Thank you, Rebecca, and thank you to the Clark County Realtor Foundation. We're so excited to receive this grant. This project's been something that's been a goal of ours for a few years, but given the current times and lack of volunteers that I think a lot of nonprofits are feeling right now, it's become essential that we are able to track the items that we have in real time, and also to avoid people who are really vulnerable and shouldn't be out and about, as much as possible, that they can contact us and we can tell them in real time what we have, so that they don't make unnecessary trips down to us for the medical equipment we need. So we are extremely grateful and really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you for the hard work that you all do as well. It's definitely needed in our community. Our next recipient is Assistance League of Southwest Washington. Assistance League of Southwest Washington is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization of 60 members with no paid staff, dedicated to transforming lives and strengthening community. Many times when victims go to emergency, their clothes are taken for evidence of the assault, and without the kits, they would go home in a hospital gown. The kits provided provide dignity to the survivor to help them in the healing process. And I would turn it over for your comments. Michele, I think.
Thank you so much. Yes, that is, the assault kits is one of Assistance League's things that we do. We also help children who suddenly find themselves in foster care in nothing but their pajamas. We give them clothing to get started. Children who are not able to run with their friends at recess because their shoes are too tight, we help with that. Right now, quarantines, school closures, and fear of COVID are certainly emotional tipping points in many of our children's lives. We found some books, I don't know if you can see them, written by child psychologists for young children and primary aged children to help them deal with frustration and anxiety, confusion. When we asked the Clark County Realtors for this grant, you almost immediately said yes, and we're thrilled. You funded sets of books to be shared among teachers to read and discuss with primary age students, both online, as most of the children are now, and the kindergartners who are getting to go in small groups. This grant may well impact over 3,000 children, because we're hoping that the teachers share with each other within a school. Just to give you a really quick taste, sometimes bad things happen in the world, and they make us feel scared. Sometimes these things make us worry about what's going to happen next. Our families, friends, and neighbors may all be affected. Then it goes through a number of different self-care items that children can do, and maybe sometimes we adults should be able to do too, self-hugs. And then it ends with, remember, we're all okay right now. Thank you, Realtors, for giving us this grant.
Thank you, Michele, and we are all okay. Thank you for those words. Autism Empowerment was founded in June 2011 in Vancouver, and are devoted to promoting a culture of acceptance, enrichment, inspiration, and empowerment in the lives of youths, adults, and families in the autism community. What makes them unique from the majority of autism-related organizations is that everyone on their board of directors and in key roles is either diagnosed on the autism spectrum or has autistic family members. Some of them have a combination of both. We are pleased to award a grant to Autism Empowerment to help fund their Autism Serves Kids Care Club volunteerism program, which is entering its 6th year. And I will invite you to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. That was great. We're so grateful. As she mentioned, my name is Krejcha, and I'm Executive Director and co-founder of Autism Empowerment. We have been active in the Vancouver and Clark County region since June 2011, and we are looking forward to our 10-year anniversary in 2021. I wanted to say hello to all of the members out there of the Clark County Foundation, Realtors Foundation, and Association of Realtors who are watching. We are so grateful for the grant that you awarded to our organization. We are blessed to be a recipient last year as well. And I'm going to show you a couple pictures later of some of the great things that your grant helped support. We're just delighted. So for those of you who may not be familiar with our organization, we are a very passionate disability-led group. And as Rebecca said, we are devoted to enriching and empowering the lives of autistic youth, adults, families, and allies within our community. We strongly believe that everybody out there has gifts to give and share. And so our goal is to build upon the strengths that people have, support the challenges, and then just help people live the most awesome life that they can. So in addition to being passionate, we're really authentic. And some of our key programs, in addition to Autism Serves Kids Care Club, include Spectrum Life magazine, which we publish and produce usually quarterly. This year it was a little bit different, but that's distributed to over 25,000 readers within the autism community in the Southwest Washington and Portland metro area. We also have an Autism Empowerment radio podcast that is relaunching at the end of the year. And if you want any information about our programs, you can visit our website at www.autismempowerment.org. I also want to give a shout out to my husband, John Krejcha. He's our co-founder, and he's out there watching. And he is actually the programs director for our Autism Serves Kids Care Club, which is the program where we were fortunate enough to receive the grant. The program itself is just so wonderful. We've written about it a number of times. It's an award-winning program that serves youths on the autism spectrum within the community. It gives an opportunity for kids to volunteer alongside their family members and typically developing peers, and give back in a lot of different ways. What's really cool about this is a lot of times kids on the spectrum are used to going to therapies or getting services or trying to sit through IEPs or navigate distance learning in this year in particular. And Autism Serves Kids Care Club allows people, no matter what their age or ability level, to be able to learn about becoming a better citizen, learn about issues that are important in our society, and then to give back to the community. And so we partner a lot with other nonprofits. We do lots of different things. Your grant last year helped us support putting together wellness kits for homeless veterans for the Clark County Veterans Assistance Center. And we also, as a group, made holiday happiness bags for seniors and disabled people that are at risk. And so it's just a real blessing. We do a variety of different types of things within the community, and your support helps us to continue to promote the good. And in a year like this, promoting the good is a really awesome thing. So thank you so much for supporting Autism Empowerment and Autism Serves Kids Care Club, and feel free to reach out to us if you want any more information about any of our programs. We look forward to hearing about all of the other presenters, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you very much, Karen. I like what you said, promoting the good. I'm going to remember that. That's a great way to put it. Thank you so much. Our next recipient is Big Brothers Big Sisters. Big Brothers Big Sisters works to create one-to-one mentoring relationships that ignite the power and promise of youth. We are pleased to see this grant provide one-to-one mentoring and case management to relieve mental health burdens and economic strain. And I will turn it over to you to say a few words.
Thank you, Rebecca. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you to the Clark County Association of Realtors. We were thrilled to be chosen And as Rebecca stated, we do, Big Brothers Big Sisters does provide one-to-one dedicated mentoring, and we've been doing it since 1904. We have the honor of serving 500 youth in the Vancouver and Portland metro areas. And what we have found since COVID has started is that many of the kids who have already experienced some type of trauma are now experiencing social isolation and anxiety on top of the trauma because of COVID. Thankfully, our mentors have stepped in, they've stuck with our kids, and they've been able to be a buddy to them, help with homework, help with the families, and my staff has been able to step in with the families regarding food, rental assistance, and unemployment. And I know I'm talking to realtors. My mom was a realtor for 30 years, and so you care about the numbers too. And so we have a graduation rate of over 95%. And the kids that we get to work with usually average around a 66% graduation rate. It's also been proven that they are less likely to engage in risky activities and more likely to engage in sports, to engage in student government, to be engaged in the community, and also more likely to give back when they're adults. So thank you to all of you for your donation. And our motto is, we are defenders of potential. And because you have invested in Big Brothers Big Sisters, you are also defenders of potential, the potential of youth in our area. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Defenders of potential. I think that could apply to every one of you that are here today as recipients. Camp Hope is our next recipient. Their mission is to compassionately reach youth, empowering them to overcome life's challenges through the principles of trust, truth, and unconditional love. Programs at Camp Hope were established in response to the rise in teen suicides, substance abuse, mental health issues, and low academic performance among youth in Southwest Washington. Their team of caring adults began looking for ways to connect with youth and meet their emotional and social needs to combat this trend. This funding would cover Camp for Youth, help fund lunch and snacks for the year, as well as equine horse therapy. I would invite you to say a few words. Do we have a representative here today from Camp Hope? Okay, well, we will say congratulations to them, and we will move forward. Our next recipient is CDM Caregiving Services. For over 36 years, they have been fulfilling their mission of bringing assisted living home. CDM cares for the elderly and the chronically disabled. Their Living with Dignity program allows them to solve problems which could, without intervention, cause their clients to be moved to a nursing home or become homeless. Living with Dignity has several components, including home repairs and modifications, assistance with pets, including veterinary care and food and supplies, added services, including art and music therapy in the Adult Day Center, programs to reduce isolation and depression in our area seniors, and more. We are very pleased to award a grant to CDM Caregiving toward their Living with Dignity program. And I would invite you to say a few words. Janet, is that there?
There we go. There we go.
Thanks, Janet.
Thank you. I'm Janet James. I'm the program manager for the Living with Dignity program. CDM would like to thank the Clark County Realtors Foundation for this grant. CDM Caregiving Services was founded in 1978 by 3 community volunteers who saw the need for professional caregiving resources in Clark County. Our main services, as you mentioned, are home care and adult daycare services, which sadly have been shut down since March. These are primarily funded by Medicaid only. And then you spoke quite a bit about the Living with Dignity program, which we do help. It's amazing what little, from a vacuum cleaner to fixing, plumbing, that people have clogged sinks that for months that they haven't had fixed because they don't have the money to do it. So we help them on many levels. Often without this program, many clients would have to move to a facility or have a severely diminished or unsafe quality of life. So thank you again for your help to the vulnerable population.
Thank you very much, Janet, and particularly in these times, even more important. So thank you very much.
Yes. And a very big thing with them also, I must say, is the pet program that is, because sometimes that's all they have are their pets, and it's very important to them to have them taken care of.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Our next recipient is the Free Clinic. The Free Clinic was founded in 1990 to address the healthcare needs of uninsured and underserved residents of Southwest Washington, needs that still strain our community today. They're powered by the energy and dedication of the volunteers who provide virtually all of their clinical services. This year's grant will help fund a navigator position to assist clients and facilitate patient services. And I would just invite you to say a few words.
No one is here from the Free Clinic today, but
Thank you, April. Well, congratulations to them, and we will move forward with the Healthy Kids Running Series, which is a nonprofit program created to provide kids in Clark County with a positive, educational, and fun experience in the world of running. To combat the increasing rates of child obesity in America, this program was designed to motivate kids to be healthy, active, and provide a fun environment to improve their self-esteem, as it is imperative to incorporate a love of physical activity early in every child's life. The program's focus is to have fun and create a get up and go attitude for every child participating in the races. We are pleased to award a grant to the Healthy Kids Running Series to support the ongoing success of their nonprofit program. Do we have a representative from the Healthy Kids Running program today?
We do. Thank you, Rebecca. This is Andrea, and I am the community coordinator for the Healthy Kids Running Series, and want to say thank you very much to the Clark County Realtors Foundation for this generous grant. We've been very blessed to have received this grant from you in the past, and what we've been able to do with the grant is to not only keep our costs low for our runners, but also to provide financial assistance to bring other runners into the running opportunity. So as everybody has said, 2020 has been an unusual year. We obviously have not been running together in person, but we have been able to pivot our program to a virtual format. And it's been very, very exciting to continue to see pictures and videos of our families and kids running together, and to continue to get feedback from all of our runners that they're excited to come together and run in person. Because in addition to what Rebecca said about the mission of Healthy Kids, we also strive to really focus on being kind to yourself, to your peers, to support one another, and to make yourself better each and every day. So thank you again for the grant, and we're looking forward to continuing to be able to offer financial assistance to more and more runners in Clark County.
Thank you, Andrea, very much. It's nice to hear that you were able to continue your good work in a way that still makes sense and is safe currently, but continues to promote your mission. So that is just wonderful. Thank you so much. Our next recipient is His Heart Foundation. Since 2016, His Heart Foundation has been building bridges to mental wellness throughout Southwest Washington in the areas of prevention, intervention, and restoration. They would like to help build a digital library to respond to remote learning and counseling sessions, as their previous model utilized hard copy books. And that is where we are supporting. And I would love to have some comments if we have a representative here with us today. Is that you? There you are.
Yes, hi. Thank you so much, Rebecca. And I just want to say it is such an honor to be sitting here alongside such stellar organizations. I'm just sitting back listening to all the stories and like, way to go. That's so cool. I'm really excited to be here with all of you. So as Rebecca said, His Heart Foundation, we work to build bridges to mental wellness within the community. And we do that through several different ways. The one that I'll be speaking to is our Mentor Success Program, which falls under the kind of the prevention aspect of mental wellness. And what we're working to do is really to create those caring connections between a student and a mentor that leads to lifelong success in mental wellness, and also the development of key and crucial skills that children as young as 5 or 6 can be picking up, like active listening or problem solving, conflict resolution. Our focus, of course, right now is going to be a lot more on those coping skills and on resilience. And I love, as it was mentioned earlier, that kind of camaraderie of coming together of, hey, we're doing okay, and that really encouragement, and helping teach our students also to be encouraging others as we're going along the way. So yes, we're just so thankful for this grant, and what it's really going to be funding is access to an overdrive library of digital copies of the books that we use in in-person mentoring sessions. And now, as we're transitioning to a completely online mentoring system, which is, I must say, exciting and interesting itself, we're able to then have the mentors and students work with these books. Because I mean, as we all know, we're built for stories. We're built to learn through stories. We learn key things about ourselves and about our community through stories. So we're really trying to help provide more and more literature into the homes of each of these students. So through your support and through this grant, we're able to actually purchase the entire library, and we have a generous donor who's been able to actually double the amount that you've given to us. And so now we're able to, yes, which is incredible. So now we're able to provide even more books that will be easily accessible and around for a long time. So thank you again. We're so honored by this. And so I'll pass the baton.
Thank you, Kathryn. That is wonderful. And your enthusiasm is just infectious. It's really fun to see, and we're happy we could offer support. Our next recipient is Lifeline Connections. They're an accredited nonprofit serving more than 4,000 low-income youth and adults annually. They're based in Vancouver and have served Clark County since 1962. Their mission is to inspire hope and support life-saving changes for people affected by substance use and mental health conditions. Programs include residential treatment and outpatient counseling, medication-assisted treatment for opioid use disorders, school-based and community-based services, therapeutic specialty courts, supported employment, supportive housing, and recovery-focused aftercare. Treatment is built on evidence-based best practice standards and protocols that support what research and human experience has proven that treatment works. Recovery is possible, and with help, it happens every day. We are pleased to award Lifeline Connections a grant towards their plan to create a sensory garden for toddlers and mothers to grow and procure their own food during treatment. I'd like to turn it over to you to speak a little bit about Lifeline Connections.
Thank you very much. Lifeline Connections is one of the largest nonprofits in Clark County, and I always enjoy these settings where I get to mingle with some of the folks who are in smaller settings and doing just as important work. We have been around since 1962, but in 2017, we opened a new program that was a 6-month residential treatment program for pregnant and parenting women. And so the women get to stay quite a long time. Most treatment programs don't go that long. The special piece is they get to bring their little kids with them. So for 6 months, mom and young children between the ages of birth and 6 years live and work in the community together and go through treatment. I think we've had about 17 births since we've opened, and that's a kind of an exciting number too. We're big, as I mentioned, but my little takeaway sentence for the day is that the government doesn't buy toys. And we get a lot of funding from the government, but there's a lot of really critical things that make a place warm and home and stimulating for children especially. Our motto talks about serving people who are affected by substance use and mental health disorders. The children at our Pregnant and Parenting Women's program are clearly affected by the substance use disorders that happen in their homes. One of our staff members has joined me today, so I'm going to quickly turn it over to Breanna Gurnsey so she can tell you specifically about what this grant is going to do. Breanna works with the children at our Therapeutic Children's Center in the Pregnant and Parenting Women's program.
Hello, my name is Breanna Gurnsey. I'm the Therapeutic Childcare Supervisor. We will be creating a sensory garden to improve our outdoor space in the therapeutic childcare area. This garden will include 2 multi-tier raised garden beds that will be on either side of our outdoor patio. The plants that we plan to include in this garden are lavender, rosemary, thyme, lemongrass, and landseer. All of these plants have unique scents and textures, as well as edible for the children to explore. In addition to the sensory garden, we'll be adding outdoor musical instruments, a musical fence, pebble harp, listening tubes, thunder drum, and a paint drum. In addition to the outdoor space, we will allow children to engage in activities in the following learning areas: language, mathematics, art, science, and community. We're very grateful for the opportunity to improve the learning environment of our program and excited to start implementing these enhancements.
Thank you very much, Breanna and Jeri. We're excited to be a part of it, and we'll be eager to hear about your progress. Thank you so much. Meals on Wheels is our next recipient. Meals on Wheels recognizes the need to reach out to seniors to help them maintain their independence by remaining healthy and in their own homes. As baby boomers reach the age of 60, the demand for services to promote healthy lifestyles for older adults will continue to increase. At both the state and local level, fewer economic and social resources are available to support the traditional costs associated with the loss of independence, such as repeat hospitalizations for falls, home care, and permanent skilled or custodial care. And with increased uncertainty surrounding healthcare and Medicaid subsidies, many of those that they serve are in tenuous financial circumstances. We are pleased to award Meals on Wheels people a grant toward expanding their programs in Clark County. And I would invite you to say a few words. Do we have a member of Meals on Wheels here with us today, April?
Yes, I was on mute, sorry.
There you are, Renata.
Hi. Thank you. My name is Renata Wilson, and I'm Chief Operations Officer for Meals on Wheels people. As we were really hit hard by the pandemic and had to change our business model almost like overnight. So we had to close our congregate side where the seniors who are able to come and get together and socialize, that is no longer available pretty much since March. Most people transferred to our home delivery program. We had to adjust our home delivery program to only deliver once a week and do it in a non-contact delivery kind of way. On the other hand, we do recognize that lots of like 62% of the people we serve live alone. So the isolation is a really big part for this population. So because we had to only deliver once a week, we started to do what we call friendly chats. So we have volunteers and staff calling people and chatting whatever they want to chat about. And as well, we're doing well check calls on the days that we are not delivering to making sure that everybody is okay. Our services increased about 400%. We were really shocked how much new people we got on. We also have a diner in Vancouver. And as you know, all the restaurants are not doing also great. So we had to adjust our services there. It was a great place for public and senior be able to come together and have their meal there if they didn't want it to go to senior center. It was very well liked. We have our regulars there from the seniors. Unfortunately, that is closed and we are still open for the takeout, but we had to limit the staff. We have to limit the days. We only operate 5 days a week instead of 7 and trying to stay afloat. And I'm going to put it out there. We are doing the Thanksgiving dinners in case you don't want to cook. And thank you so much to Realtors to giving us this award.
Thank you, Renata. I'm hearing a common theme, which is really inspiring from most of you, which is pivoting and adapting to these very strange times we're in and still continuing to provide care and support for our community. And I can't applaud you all more than enough to for being able to do that. And it's a privilege to be able to help provide some support. Our next recipient is Office Moms and Dads. Office Moms and Dads is a nonprofit organization founded right here in Clark County. It's a community of qualified volunteers partnering with child welfare offices to provide a nurturing environment for children entering foster care. They believe that early intervention is the best solution for healing little bodies and minds affected by abuse or neglect, and to aim to provide a nurturing environment while children wait, sometimes for hours, to be placed in a qualified foster home. We are pleased to award Office Moms and Dads a grant to help purchase a basic needs kit. Do we have someone here to speak on their behalf? There you are, Sarah.
Hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much. And I was going to say the common theme that I'm hearing here is volunteers. Like, our volunteers have stepped up so much during this time. So our organization is primarily volunteer run, and our volunteers have all agreed to continue serving kids in foster care during this time, as long as the state will allow us to. So the DCYF or Child Welfare Office in Vancouver is still operating. Most child welfare offices throughout the state have stopped. And what that means is the social workers are working behind the scenes from home or taking turns in the office, which is happening here as well. But we're just not seeing the amount of intakes that we need to see in order to know that kids are being safe or being kept safe, which is terrifying. And so we are waiting on pins and needles for teachers, mandatory reporters to start making those intake reports that help put eyes on kiddos that are at high risk. So, we know that during an economic downturn, neglect goes up at least 21%. So we know that's coming. We also know that child abuse rates mirror the rates of unemployment. So we know that's coming. So this grant from you guys is really helping to prepare us for 2021, when we think that that's when the tidal wave is going to hit us of cases, of reports of child abuse and neglect. And so we want to make sure that the kiddos that our volunteers work with in the Child Welfare Office have the supplies that they need to give them a successful transition into the foster home. And so that's what these dollars are going to go towards. And we thank you so much. We love our realtors. They're some of our best supporters, because I think realtors know more than anyone what heart and home mean to a child. And we're all about building whole children, whole families. We want whole and healthy families. And so thank you so much for being a part of that.
Thank you very much, Sarah. We're glad to be a part of supporting your efforts and hope that our contributions can really help you make a difference in 2021. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Rock Solid Teen is a nonprofit organization established in 2002, dedicated to provide a safe place for the youth of our community and to foster relationships with one another and caring adults for the purpose of encouraging them to become rock solid persons. This grant would help facilitate the Life Skills program, which brings in speakers and facilitates opportunities to teach financial and education strategies to youth participants. Do we have a representative from Rock Solid to speak today?
Yes, we do. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. On behalf of our board and staff and our volunteers, we just want to thank the Clark County Association of Realtors so much for this opportunity and this gift. We will be able to offer our kids our programming virtually. So we will be able to deliver those kits monthly to their doorsteps, be able to see them in person safely, really quick, and be able to just provide, like I said, our programming with them. We meet with them virtually twice a week. We've been walking alongside of them since our doors shut in March. Out here in North County Battleground, it's so rural that our kids are isolated even more so. And so being able to see their faces when we drop off these kits is just really fills our hearts. And so we are grateful that we will be able to continue this program of teaching life skills with them. We are able to bring businesses in and other nonprofits in as well to teach them different skills, such as financials, or for example, this last week we partnered with Chef Tamra from Simply Time Catering, and we delivered all the essentials for making a Thanksgiving meal for them. And we cooked it together on our Zoom the other day. And just being able to see them learn a new skill from a mentor who's in the business, be able to cook with their siblings, and some of their parents were there to help them. It was great, and they made dinner for that night, and it just filled their hearts too. So definitely confidence in the kitchen was our goal, and we got it. And so the gift from, like I said, from the Clark County Association of Realtors is going to help with that monthly. So thank you so much for believing in the work that we're doing with youth in our community, and congratulations to all the recipients. During this time, it means so much to us.
Thank you very much, Marcy. It's wonderful to hear the variety of skills that you are able to help these kids with, and really serve as role models and mentors. Is really nice to hear and see and be able to support. Our next recipient is the Children's Center. The Children's Center was founded in 1989 by a group of concerned citizens who were astounded by the incredible wait times that vulnerable children and families faced for mental health services. Their goal is for every child and family in Clark County to have access to mental health services. This grant will buy 60 lock boxes to distribute to families who have a child at risk of hurting themselves or others. And I will turn it over to a representative from the Children's Center.
Good evening, everyone. And my name is Matthew Butte. I have the privilege of serving as the Executive Director of Children's Center. And a huge, huge thank you to the foundation. Rebecca, you and your colleagues for supporting us again this year. We're very grateful for the tremendous support that you provide us. We're, as Rebecca mentioned, we're a community mental health agency. We see children from the ages of 2 to 21 for a whole range of mental health issues. And since the middle of March, we've been providing telehealth services to ensure that our staff and clients are safe. And one of the things that you may or may not know is that in the state of Washington, suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 to 24-year-olds, which is tragic. In the US, it's the third cause of death for ages 10 to 24. And so along with providing therapeutic services to support kids that are facing these challenges, that are struggling with depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, excuse me, we also provide or like to provide something very practical to help keep kids safe that are wrestling with suicidal thoughts. And just to give you another idea, on the average year, 18% of 10th graders seriously think about suicide. And so this is really a huge issue in our community, and even more so, Sarah had mentioned some of the challenges as a result of the pandemic and the economic downturn. We're particularly concerned with the increase in suicidal thoughts and suicidal attempts, and we're seeing that firsthand amongst our population. And so this funding for these lockboxes help ensure that we can provide families something that they can put medications, any lethal means, they can put in this lockbox, keep safe, keep away from kids. And it's a huge help. Most of our clients, 95%, are from low-income homes, so it's not something they can afford to do. But we can say, as our clinicians work with families, we have something as a result of your generosity, we can provide them with this tool that can help keep kids safe. And so thank you again for allowing us this tool to give to our families, and wish for each of you to keep each other safe, keep each other well. And any of you know kids, families, call them, check in on them. This is a very vulnerable time, and I think it's really important as a community that we reach out and ensure that everyone feels that they have someone that's looking out for them and taking good care of them. And so again, thank you for being part of that and for caring enough to continue to support our organization and many others. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much, Matthew. It is sobering to hear those statistics, and I would echo the comment of reaching out to others during this time as much as we can. Our final recipient today is the mission of Washington Advocates for Deaf and Hard of Hearing. The mission for the Washington Advocates for Deaf and Hard of Hearing is to serve and empower the deaf, blind, and hearing loss community to meet their educational, technical, and social needs while respecting their language and culture. This grant will help supply hospital kits for use by deaf residents who may have trouble in medical settings, further complicated by mask wearing due to COVID-19. And I have the privilege of sharing Teresa, who is here with us today, her comments, if you'll allow me to do that. From Teresa, thank you for the grant. I work as an executive director for Deaf Center in Vancouver area, where we provide resources and services to meet the needs of deaf and hard of hearing community members. The grant will make a difference among deaf and hard of hearing residents of Clark County, where they will have items to indicate their hearing status and enable their communication access more effectively in the medical field. It is very common that deaf and hard of hearing members have faced communication barriers due to COVID, whereas all nurses and doctors have to wear the masks and not all are fluent in American Sign Language. With that being said, they are at a high risk of being diagnosed or receiving wrong medicines. Thank you for the grants that will break the communication barriers among deaf and hard of hearing community members. And thank you, Teresa. We really appreciate the work that you are doing, and we are proud and honored to be able to provide support. I would like to thank you all for coming today and helping us to celebrate the great work that each and every one of you do in Clark County. We are so pleased to be able to support these vital programs. It has been inspiring to hear your stories, and we wish you great continued success. We hope that 2021 brings much better times for all of us, but if it does, it'll be because of the hard work that you are doing each and every day. So thank you all, congratulations to you all, and we wish you best of luck as we move forward into 2021. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.